our family has run here in the upper Burnett along Three Moon Creek since the 1920s, so I'm the third generation on the property here. We run about 700 odd head, varies 700 to 750 head of Drought master type cattle, and we fatten all of our turn off.
I'll still cry.
2009 is probably the worst year for dry weather that I've been through on the property, because certainly not only were we very short of pasture, but our groundwater and surface water levels were very low at the same time. At the moment we're in a pretty dry period. We were very dry prior to March this year, got a reasonably good break in March, and now we're certainly dry again. But we have reasonable levels of pasture around, but heavy frosts have robbed most of that pasture of its nutritional value, so we're in a supplementary feeding process. Well, in extreme dry situations, of course, the cost of production goes up because we're required to supplementary feed and sometimes source water, not at this particular time, but where our costs of production go up, and that makes a profit difficult to achieve. The thing that's compounding the current erratic seasonal conditions is probably the market, which is certainly very flat at the moment, and making it difficult to justify a large expenditure on the cattle. Well, in terms of preparation, it's I guess we mostly just look at a conservative stocking strategy. The other things to do is to make sure that we've got adequate molasses and supplementary feed on hand, and adequate equipment to distribute that around the property when we need to, and make sure that we've got our water supplies covered, so that when surface water becomes a problem, we've got some underground water as backup. Well, certainly it's helpful in several different ways to have off-farm income, I think. I mean, it can be difficult in some ways to justify time away from the property when there's a lot of pressure on during dry periods, but it is important for your own emotional and mental well-being, I think, to take your mind off the property. And what it does, I think, is give you the opportunity to look at what you're doing objectively and take a helicopter view of what you're doing, rather than be sort of tied up in the detail of dealing with the drought every day. And sometimes that helicopter view is important because it can allow you to find a better way of doing things, or think laterally and find a way out of the situation that you wouldn't otherwise see if you're tied up in the day-to-day work. I guess as a cattle breeder, that is just something that I love to do, and it's just in my blood and in my genes, I think, to want to do that. And certainly I'm attracted by the outdoor lifestyle, and working with horses, dogs and cattle appeals to me. Save my soul.